What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you with another video today. So on today's Market Watch, I'd like to talk about Rising Rampage and the previous sets and what the prices of these sets are looking at and how these cards are going to be changing and the prices of Rising Rampage, which is already dropping, and other cards that could possibly have great potential within not only this set but other previous sets as well. Guys, before I begin, I just want to say a quick thank you to Christian Perez, my newest Patreon. If you guys want to directly support the channel, you can go down by clicking on the Patreon. At the end of every month, if you're like a $5 over Patreon, I usually send like a signed card for you guys. But nevertheless, I do appreciate support for the channel. It's really nice to you guys, and thank you so much. If you guys just don't have the money but still want to buy Yu-Gi-Oh cards, you can support this channel indirectly by clicking the link below, bookmarking it, and using it to buy Yu-Gi-Oh cards online. A certain percentage goes to this channel and allows me to upgrade things like a better microphone, more than likely a better video card, things like that to just need to upgrade to keep the quality and content of the channel at its best, which already is. Looking at Rising Rampage, Prismatic Secret Rare is something that got a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players all over the place. So most Yu-Gi-Oh players don't like this, and not because they don't like Prismatic Secret Rares. They don't like it because the shorted amount of Konami and how Konami is doing it within this set. And I can't blame them, to be honest with you. Now I'm a big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh players having hard to get things, and there are a few having a nice amount of things. I'm totally okay with that. But when I flip that coin around, I'm also okay with Yu-Gi-Oh players having the ability to get what they need. And what I mean by that is, like, I'll give you an example: Infinite Permanence. I love my Secret Rare First Editions because I'm a rarity whore. I'll totally and gladly admit that. But I do like the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh players who don't want to pay that high amount can have the opportunity to get the cards as well. And now we're sold the reprints, they're coming down a little bit cheaper, still pretty high, but still a little bit cheaper, and it's more available. Looking at Prismatic Secret Rare, I'm excited about Prismatic Secret Rare. It's my favorite rarity in the game. But the fact that I put in one towards, what, 25 or 50 boxes, is just downright silly. It just makes no sense, and I'm not a big fan of that. And even though I will eventually probably get these cards easily, to be honest with you, I know there are people out there that won't have that opportunity or lack the funds or the ability to grab these cards because they are pretty insanely high in price. Like Appaloosa, the Bow of the Goddess card was originally about $420 a couple of days ago, if not a day ago. Now we're seeing it here hitting near $500. The Wind Charmer Verdant, $200, market price unavailable. Marinecess Seahorse, $180. No, the real price is now $220. Now, obviously, if anyone's out there, they're going to go, well, Yu-Gi-Oh players can still buy cards like Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess, regular Secret Rare for $77, and the market price being roughly around $70 because the price is dropping, obviously, in Rising Rampage. And I agree, sure, you got a good point, but the ability of these Prismatic Secret Rares should not be this high. The price point shouldn't be this high. Now, I do think that a lot of prices of the Prismatic Secrets are going to drop in value, and not because they're bad cards, or not because a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players finally get to list them, but because the Yu-Gi-Oh players finally get to buy Rising Rampage. Once again, like I said earlier, it's not Rising Rampage was not the best set. So if you really buy this, you're really hunting for a Prismatic Secret Rare. Now, for those who have the hookup to buy cases, once again, it goes to like the OTS store owners and vendors. They'll be lucky enough, but for most people, they just won't be able to do it. So this is more of a pipe dream for a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players. And if you guys watched my previous Market Watch, in which I talked about Harpy's Feather Duster, a card in which was, I believe, $750, I said it over there, and I'll say it over here. There's certain cards that are just too expensive that just shouldn't be in your deck. I think the price point of $115 for a Phantasme is pretty crazy, but understandable being the fact that it's a solo print in one set. When we look at cards like Appaloosa, Bow of the Goddess, a $500 card, you just look kind of dumb having it in your extra deck when you should sell it for $500. And maybe that's me personally speaking, but as a rarity whore, fellow rarity whore, I'm not okay with this card price being at this high. Maybe the card was roughly around $200, maybe, but even then, that's kind of silly still. Some decks cost that much, and hopefully Konami fixes this issue with Rising Rampage and the diversity of, you know, the ability, actually not even the diversity, the ability for Yu-Gi-Oh players just to not get this card. It's kind of insanely hard. So I would love to know what you guys think in the comments down below about the Prismatic Secret Rares. I like them, on one hand, I like them a lot myself personally. On the other hand, I think it should be a little bit easier and not 1 in 25 boxes or 50 boxes to get this. I think they should lower that rate a lot lower so Yu-Gi-Oh players can have more access to these cards, albeit, you know, it'd be one per case, still have that access. And once again, guys, please comment down below. I'd love to know what you guys think. Moving on to the rest of the Market Watch, Get Out. With a $30 market price is roughly around $25. I like this card a lot. I think this card can see meta play in a lot of like control decks, and hopefully Konami makes more control decks, being the fact that they just slammed one of the biggest ones in the game on the recent ban list. I mean, understandably, Ultra has been around for a while. It was kind of, nonsensical to believe the fact that the deck was going to be lasting this long without getting a banless hit. Fortunate Lady Every goes from $29 to $19. Witchcraft the Golem with $27 to about $17. And by the way, this card was hitting almost at $40 like a week ago. Marinecess Call Anemone has a $26 market price, almost near $27. And the price point now is currently $23. Marble Rock, another card that was roughly around the 40s, having a $26 market price currently, is actually down to less than $20 in the market. The market is cooling off, and cards like Marinecess, like Coral Anemone and Marble Rock, even though they're great cards, are just not worth it. They're just not worth picking up right now. These cards aren't good for, I don't know, October, and until that time, we don't know what can happen. The new sets in between now and October, as well as the bans we're going to be getting in October. So it's really hard to dictate whether or not you should go in and grab these cards or not. Look at other cards as well. Shemin Tenyai, Groach. I mean, these are all pretty good cards, but nothing I'm personally really excited about in this set besides Romulus and White Howling, which I can't find right now. And I'm not too crazy about White Howling. It's just something for anyone out there. Let me see. Okay, I'm just gonna type it in. It's just something out there that I think a lot of you can play. Just need to hold a playset of. I'm not sure if it's gonna go up in value today, tomorrow, but I think this is an amazing card. If you control a water monster, target one spell card in your opponent's graveyard, banish it, and if you do, for the rest of the turn, negate all spell effects on your opponent's field. I think this is a phenomenal card with huge promise, and I do think that this card, being the fact that it just recently came out on Rising Rampage, has a lot of potential. And maybe Marinecess might be replaced if they was to come meta, hopefully around October 25th when the set releases. We don't know yet, but what I do know is this card's gonna get harder and harder to find from now until October. So like I said, if you don't have a playset, you might want to grab a playset of this card. And speaking of Marinecess, Silent Mining. Now, once again, I like Marinecess a lot. I'm probably going to build a deck because it just looks really cool and looks really fun to play. And the full version is really good. The half version, not so much. Looking at Silent Mining, it has a market price of $35. And unlimited versions are holding roughly around 33s. First editions are almost back up to 35s. My take on Silent Mining is way on this card. Listen, I know it just came out Dark Neostorm, man. It's relatively recent, and you players still have this card. But with the Silent Mining players kind of falling off a little bit, not many, but some falling off still, because their deck took such a secondary huge hit, Silent Mining is going to be more readily available in the market. Why go in and grab this card now when it's going to be good in October, when we can wait, it go down in value, and then we go in and grab a playset? That's personally what I'm doing, because I need to play. I don't have the three of this card, so I'm personally waiting. And I highly recommend, if you're looking to play Marinecess in the future, you might want to grab Silent Mining, but not now. Up next, No Material. Okay, so I'm not a big fan of this card. I think I pretty much made it clear that I'm not a big fan of this card. But I am responsive to the market, and that's one thing that when I do these videos, I want to relate to you guys as far as some of these cards. Look at No Material from Dark Neostorm, has a $26 market price. The unlimited version is about $27, same with lightly played positions, being roughly around $27. Now, with that said, grab No Material. Just grab it. I think it's going to go up in value. I don't think it'll see much play. I think it'll be really hype. I think maybe I could be wrong. Maybe we'll see a ton of play. But what I do know is how the market works. I think this card's going to be going up in value as we move away from this card in Dark Neostorm. I think this is a great hand trap to grab for now, being the fact that I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are going to be seeing it as for what it is, a good hand trap when top players play it at events, regionals, Yu-Gi-Oh World Celebration, what have you. So I do think this is a great card to go grab, because I do think this card will go up in value. And if it goes up in value, well, I'd rather make you guys money than tell you guys the card's good or bad, in my opinion. Even though I don't think this card's good, I think it will go up in value. Almost no brainer, in my opinion. Omni Dragon Pro Tour, it was like $8 for a while. Market price shows it to be roughly around $12, and we're seeing it actually around almost there $15 for Omni Dragon Pro Tour. Man, I gotta get me one of these, and I haven't bought it yet. It's gonna sting a bit, I ain't gonna lie. Looking at Bowser Legends Heroes of Revenge, guys. Boros Dragon stabilizing roughly around $34. Doesn't really change that much. Blacklist Soldier Chaos is actually slowly going down, barely holding on to a $30 price point, matching its current market price of about $30. It was around 33s, now it's around 30s. Sky Striker Mobilizing Gauge is stabilizing roughly around $17, and almost matching its market price. And the reason why is very simple. Striker players and the meta doesn't know if strikers are good. Strikers have to basically reprove themselves into the meta in order for anyone to really consider this a real deck. I feel like the same way with Ultra I think Ultra can still be a meta deck, but it has to reprove itself into the meta to go, hey guys, look, I'm a good deck. I have a tournament win over here, or I have a regional top over here, or I won a UDS over here. For Yu-Gi-Oh play a World Celebration, I meant for Yu-Gi-Oh players to go, oh yeah, no, this is a real deck. Okay, I'll start getting ready for it. Then you got Salamangreat Animal Mirage, which is so shocking me, the fact that this card's only $12. It's very relatively cheap for a card that I think is going to be really good. Scratch Widow Anchor is also around $6, which is pretty cool. Vision Hero Violent increase is up to almost near $6. You know, this card kind of went up a little bit in value, and it's around $6 now. But once again, hero players have to do the same thing as striker players, as older guys players. You have to show the meta that, oh yeah, I'm a deck, I'm real, and you kind of want to go ahead and grab me. One thing about Bowser's Legend Heroes Revenge I just want to emphasize real quickly is I want to recommend you guys buy boxes. At most, you could buy packs for the funsies, but realistically, I don't think you should buy a box. I know when this set first came out, a lot of people were buying boxes all over the place, and my main question to everybody was, do you need Borisword? If you need Borisword, then at the time, yeah, you should buy a box. If you don't need Borisword, I didn't recommend you buy a box. Well, looking at it right now, how much is a box? It's like $60. It's about $61. You could buy a Borisword, buy the other cards in here that you realistically want, and still have money left over. If not, spend equally the $60. So in this point, I just say buy the singles of Spell Legendary Revenge. If you want Dominus Pranking-Tops, $15 you get a playset. Yeah, $4.79 market price, and the mint first edition is $5.13. I get it, but it's still not that big of a deal when you look at someone buying a box and hoping to pull all this in one box. People, once again, you players, I know we love cracking packs. The feeling of opening packs is really fun, but you just gotta move past it. Look at a card like Artifact Lancia holding a $3 to $4 price point. Seriously, this is dirt cheap. And a lot of these cards were a lot higher in the market due to the fact that not many were dumped in the market. Now that everyone opened Bowser's Legend Heroes Revenge so much, the prices are really low, and the ability to buy a bunch of cards you realistically want is dirt cheap, and I would just recommend you do that. Look at Magical Musketeer Max holding a $1 price point, and barely holding onto that in the market, and this card was going for how much again? A lot. I'm just gonna go ahead and buy 2 of these to match my place and call it a day. And once again, guys, if you want to support the channel, click the link below for TCG Player. It helps the channel out a lot, and also allows yourself to not spend a lot of money on some of these Bowser's Legends cards. Looking at Dual Power, Infinite Permanence having a $37 market price is barely holding on to that. I will say though, Infinite Permanence was around 30s, went up to around 37, and now it's coming back down. So that's something really interesting to see. We're seeing cards like Evenly matching its current market price of $10.95. Ash Blossom Dream Spring holding a $9 price point, which is obviously going to drop with the reprint coming up soon. Borrow Dragon Beat around $7.50 under its $8 market price. Nashor, which is probably my favorite card of this set, competitive wise, is $6 under its $6.59 market price. Looking at Dual Power, I still don't think this is a good set, being the fact that you got people having 106 copies of cards, people spending a ton of money in this set, and there's still people, I mean, you ask some Yu-Gi-Oh players, they'll still tell you this is a great set to buy seal, and it's not. It's just not a good idea. I don't recommend it. I do recommend you, if you want to buy anything from the set, I would recommend you buy singles as well, from this set as well as Heroes Legends Bowser's Revenge, because when you buy a box for, I don't know, about $30, you can just buy the permanents you originally wanted. Don't play the lottery on something that's almost a guaranteed of equal value. Looking at OTS Horn Pack 10, I will say Konami did something really weird, and I'm not 100% sure if this is true or not. I talked to a Konami person, being the fact that I'm an OTS store owner, and they sent OTS stores some more OTS 10 right before we get OTS 11, which comes out in about, I think, 2 weeks, well, 2 to 3 weeks roughly for OTS 11. I'm not sure if Konami pumped and dumped all their OTS 10 and now they're done getting ready for OTS 11, or Konami's just saying, hey, OTS store owners, we know you run a lot of tournaments, we're gonna give you some extra OTS, because I run a lot of tournaments, we're gonna give you some extra OTS 10 just to hold you over until we get to OTS 11. It could be either or, but nevertheless, the prices of OTS 10 cards are going down in value. OTS 1 Pack 10 cards like Thunder Dragon Colossus holding a $40 market price is barely holding on to that, even though this card was above that when the hype happened after the ban list. Looking at Galatea, the Orcus Automation, this is a very interesting one. If you're looking to get an Ulti Galatea, I kind of want to say yes, because I still feel like Orcus is going to be a tier 1 deck. And even though, once again, it has not proven itself yet, I think it can prove itself. With a $32.50 market price, the current price point on limited versions are less than $30. And then Hayate is still around $31, even though it's a $29 market price. I don't know, man. That's a lot of money for a Hayate. You let me know. But yeah, looking at OTS 10, I'm really excited to just be done with this set and move forward to OTS 11. I will say, though, if you are out there, Yu-Gi-Oh players, and you want to get OTS 10, you're going to want to grab it now. You're going to want to grab as much as possible right now, because we don't know, and I personally don't think Konami has any more OTS 10 left. And I think whatever's out there is out there. Go to your local store, play in tournaments, get those OTS packs, crack them, and get your Thunder Dragon Colossus, your Galateas, your Hayates, your Salamangreat Sunlight Wolves, your Jizukuri, factories to start destroying kaijus. Battling Man Solar, if you're looking to play Thunder Dragons, I would recommend you go in and grab these cards before they're gone. And once they're gone, and once the market realizes the card's gone, we've historically seen what happens. The prices just spike right up in value. If you want to have a good laugh, click on Simply Unlucky's video and put it at the 56-second mark, in which he discusses he's the first YouTuber to open a store. You're like more like the third. I will say, with Simply Unlucky and opening a card store, if anyone ever saw me at a Yu-Gi-Oh event, I always recommend you do not open a card store. I always equivalent the opening a card store to being an alcoholic who owns a bar. Now, you can say, yeah, alcoholic who owns a bar, you can drink from the bar. Well, not necessarily. Let's say there's a rule that as an alcoholic owning a bar, you can't drink in a bar. That's how I kind of feel like owning a card store. Maybe I might do a video, you know, talking about why I'm not, even though I like being a card store owner, why I hate being a card store owner. Because you're basically sitting around and watching everybody play in your tournaments. And why play for prize support? You own the store, you have the prize support, it's your stuff anyway. So there's no really allure to play. I like playing when something's online, and that's why when you go to regionals, you can play with like shaky hands, because when they're playing, they get all nervous and get all excited and get all scared. And I don't know, something about that's really interesting with being a card shop owner and going up to a locals and being excited about winning a certain prize, or maybe going to regionals. You know, and I mean not that regionals are boring for me. I love doing regionals, but it's just to see the fact that once again you're a card shop owner and you have your own card shop, and you really can't play Yu-Gi-Oh because there's no allure, and B, this is a Magic the Gathering. And unlike Magic the Gathering, card shop owners are actually banned from playing their own tournaments that are Konami sanctioned. It's part of the reason when we send up Konami, they send us a little PDF file saying you can't play in your own tournament, and put a period on that sentence. We're done with this here. You or any of your employees cannot play. Do card shop owners' employees still play? Absolutely. But once again, as a card shop owner, there's no allure for me. And hopefully Simply Unlucky finds that allure at being a card shop owner that I just don't think I can find. I'm kind of bored of being a card shop owner. I kind of don't like it. I like being a Yu-Gi-Oh player, card player in general. I like going to Pokemon events as well as Magic events, and of course Yu-Gi-Oh events, which is my favorite game. And I know there's some previous problems with Simply Unlucky. I know there were some issues not long ago in which people were saying about selling online and how he canceled certain orders and then reposted the orders for more money, and that's happened to a lot of people from what I've been told. But I will say that when selling online, if you are on a card shop or you have a lot of cards to list, it's really hard to handle all those orders, and there are times you do mess up. Is there a lot of times compared to what people have said about him? I don't know, but I know personally speaking, I've had those times where I've canceled an order in which cards I just didn't have that went up in value. People freaked out and yelled my name. Most of more or less the problems you're gonna have as being a TCG player seller is the Magic community. I rarely get problems with the Yu-Gi-Oh community. The Yu-Gi-Oh community is pretty outstanding and pretty easygoing as long as you're honest with them. And that's why when I cancel a card if I don't have it and it does go up in value, I really realistically don't have the card. And the Yu-Gi-Oh players that my customers, Yu-Gi-Oh customers, don't have a problem with it. But going back to being a card shop owner, I just don't like it as much as I do like being a card player. And once again, it's Simply Unlucky. Good luck in your business. You obviously have it already, even though you set up a Kickstarter, which you didn't need to do, but I get it because I made it a Patreon tier. But anyway, good luck to you opening a card shop. I really do hope you can enjoy being a card shop owner. I just personally don't like it. I think it's boring. Even though I still am a card shop owner, and I gotta open my shop up tomorrow, and I'm getting a new set in, and I'm waiting for a new inventory to come in today actually. And it's always fun to open new inventory and look at it and do that cool stuff. I don't know. To me, it's just kind of boring. And I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments down below. Have you ever thought about being a card shop owner? What do you think? And like I said, maybe I'll do a video about this, and I'll talk. And I probably will eventually do a video talking about all this in the future. But it's something that's very weird for me, because for a long while I wanted to be a card shop owner. Maybe I'll go over a story about what maybe wanted to be a card shop owner, open a shop 3 times in 3 different locations, and for the most part relatively successful and enjoyed it. It just, at the times when you want to be a card player, it's kind of weird. So maybe, like I said, I'll do a video about that in the future, guys. Definitely click subscribe and hit the notification bell in case you want to see that video, and comment down below. So Bad Go Nation says, video 5 waiting on V to answer my question about which strike in the meta with 3 solemn strikes and negates running around. Now, I don't do #QVV as much as I really should. I know I've been really busy, guys, so I am sorry about that. I've been just running around like non-stop, so yeah. I just been really busy. I'll be 100% honest with you. But as far as Witcher Strike, the funniest thing about that is I bought one of my Witcher Strike, and I actually have 3 German ones waiting. And the reason why I didn't make a video yet is because every time if I make a video talking about a card, there's a chance the card go up in value. And the card in which I bought for like $1 could go up and being around $20, $30. It's happened in the past many times before, and orders get magically canceled. So I actually waited till I got the physical card in the English version for my translation in order to talk about that. So thank you for waiting, Bad Goat Nation. I think my Witcher Strike, which current price point is roughly around $4.32, which is the market price. The card is actually slowly rising in the market. It's actually currently roughly around $5 right now. For you guys don't know what Witcher Strike does, is if your opponent negates a normal special summon monster or the activation of a card or effect, destroy all monsters your opponent controls and in their hand. This is an insanely good card in which I know a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are looking to probably pick up already or have picked up. The market's obviously showing that. And I do think Witcher Strike, it was a great card. Back when Savage Strike first came out and the card was like $1, $2. It was like nothing in value. Or maybe I went to a vendor and bought it for $1, $2 back then. And I turned around and sold it for like, I think it was for $5 not too long ago, $4 or something like that. The card was relatively cheap, and I made good money off this card actually. And hopefully you guys did. And if you watch my videos long enough, you know the whole, like, the path of when to go in and grab a card, when to not. Still waiting for those pinpoint landings to go up in value though. Anyway, looking at Witcher Strike, the card rulings does specify about Witcher Strike and how you can use it after cards like Solemn Warning. In fact, not only the card specify, on Konami's website, they talk about how great this card is against Solemn Judgment, Solemn Warning, and Solemn Strike, and other cards like Ghostbone Haunted Mansion and Psyframe Gear Gamma. This card actually is a really good card. The reason why I'm personally not really too excited about this card at the moment is because we just lost Altergeist as a control deck. Now, let me just emphasize once again, I still think Altergeist will be a meta deck. I still think it'll see play. I still think it'll take wins from unsuspecting Yu-Gi-Oh players. And I still think a lot of other control decks are going to be good as well. But right now, the best decks in the game, 100% best decks that we have confirmed, are combo decks. We don't know about control decks are the best deck in games. We can emphasize, we can theorize that Guru Control is the best deck in the game. A lot of you players will emphasize that is the best deck in the game, but we don't know yet. We have nothing, no ground to stand on when it comes down to the best control decks or top control decks that can compete against the current decks that we consider tier 1, which could be like Thunder Dragons or Crusader Guard Dragon variants, which I think it's almost undisputed by anybody is the best best decks in the game right now. So until we get into the control deck, or we can't really talk about Witcher Strike being a card to see play. One, it's good against the current other control decks, and 2, it's good against a lot of other decks in general. But unfortunately, this card will not see play because current decks that run control mostly run like Seconds Light, and the only card that's set up for Seconds Light is Twin Twisters. Then I could be throwing in Witcher Strike, hoping to go first and setting that Witcher Strike. It just doesn't work that way. The other decks, only decks that would really consider playing Witcher Strike is other control decks. So that's why I don't think this card is that good at the moment. But I do think this card has great potential. I think Konami will be releasing more cards. Maybe the Dragon Maid is in control. We don't know. We have zero idea what the next control deck is. But I think it's inevitable that we will get one. That will be most likely tier 1. And if that is the case, I think a lot of these cards, including Witcher Strike, can go up in value. So that's why I recommend you go in and grab this card while it's still cheap. And even though it's $5, I still think this is a cheap card. I still think it's a good card. I just personally want to get my foreign German ones because I'm a rarity whore. Like I said earlier in the video, I have no shame in admitting it. I'm totally fine with admitting it. But I'm also a conscientious rarity whore. Not the one that would spend $500 on an Appaloosa Star Prismatic Secret Rare when full knowing the card's not going to maintain that price point and will ultimately go down in value. Anyway, Paisanos, I really appreciate you guys for watching my videos. Once again, please click on the TCG Player link down below. Support the channel. It does go a long way. Comment down below. I read every single one of your comments. Even the ones you post 5 times, I see those comments. And I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. I really do a lot. And go to your locals and spread the word about this channel and let everybody know about the market watches. And hit subscribe, hit like, and you Paisanos have a great day.